All right. What's going on, y'all? This is On the Block Sports Talk. We got special guests today. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope everybody's holiday was good. Everybody's Christmas was good. I'm your host, Kevin Kev, the Hammer. We got my man Joe. We got Kung Fu Panda. We got Jet Nation. And my man Kevin here, special guest. We got a special guest today also, the Monroe College receivers coach and assistant coach. They had a pretty good year this year.
Monroe, we did pretty good.
Yeah. We went to one of your games. Impressive.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we worked pretty hard.
Yeah. But we're gonna start the year in review. We got a lot of stuff that we're gonna talk about. Got some football stuff, playoff scenarios. We got bad stuff to talk about as far as the Knicks, though. Knicks and Nets. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to keep it going, though. You know what I mean? Some injuries in the NBA that's gonna affect what's going on.
Yeah, too bad for them.
Some baseball stuff. We're gonna know if Black Monday comes, will coaches keep their job, will coaches lose their job? That's tough.
Hassan Chop.
But we're gonna start it off with the NFL season because we got the playoffs right here, man. And we got some big games tomorrow, Joe.
Yeah, it's a lot of possibilities for some teams. Some teams just getting their seeding down. Some teams on the wing of the prayer. Hey, my team ain't in it, so that's their business. But it's going to be good. It's going to be very entertaining.
Some teams need help.
A lot of help.
Yeah, some teams need help. Some teams need help.
Yeah, those are the ones they go to the chapel in the morning before they go to their game.
And the NFC, what team need help? It's the Arizona Cardinals, though, basically. Arizona Cardinals, Seattle.
Seattle just needs for seeding.
Right, for seeding for home field, though, right? And
they want that.
And the Saints need help.
Yeah.
It's either Saints or
the Cardinals. Saints win, Cardinals bumps. Right. They lose, the Cardinals in. Those two, they really.
I don't see New Orleans losing in Atlanta. I mean, New Orleans is home playing. I don't see them losing at all. Not in the Dome. It's kind of sad with Arizona going to be 11-5. They beat San Francisco and won't make it. But that's just the way it is. Obviously, again,
Is Arizona the Cinderella story of the NFL on a quiet tip? You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. A great record. 11-5. I mean, 10-6. They can possibly beat San Francisco tomorrow.
I think their biggest surprise in Kansas City, because Kansas City had talent. They didn't need a coach. Only Arizona, talent-wise, people knew Larry and a couple of defensive players. Nobody expected the Cardinals. Right. And I want them to go because for the Saints, okay, they look good on turf, but they're gonna win. They're gonna have to travel. and They're gonna lose the first round. So let Arizona go out there and get them cats a shot. You
got a chance for back-to-back coach of the years with Bruce Arians. You think about what you mentioned, right? These guys are coming out. Carson Palmer has not lit it up. Pretty much going on fumes. They got a big-time defense, and
their defense has been solid the last few years. They just never gotten the help from their offense ever since Kurt Warner left.
Right.
Because they had no quarterback. Then they got Carson. And Carson was a question mark. He stunk it up at the Raiders. So who thought Carson Palmer had anything left?
He was throwing picks every game. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, but listen, Cardinals, you got to give it to them, man. I'm very impressed with what they did.
Yeah.
They got
a great coach, Bruce Arians, who coached last year in the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. Like you said, got a chance to be coach of the year twice.
Two different places.
So, you know what I'm saying? Why not? It's between him, Andy Reid, and Ron Rivera. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he deserves a couple of votes.
So do you really think their defense can take them through the playoffs? I tend to doubt.
Well, them losing the Honey Badger hurts their defense.
Yes.
Right. But they'll give it a good fight. They've always had a solid defense. Their front four has always been solid. Linebackers up and down. But they've always been in the mix. They'll make it interesting.
Right.
They'll make it a lot more interesting than the Saints would. The Saints, when they play outside,
can't run the road.
They can't do that.
I tend to disagree. I like the Saints, though. I like Drew Brees. You're right. They all have the trouble.
Get them outside the
but
dome.
You know what? They've had trouble in inclement weather, though. It rained in North Carolina last week. The game against the Jets was inclement weather, so but it is winter time.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice outside there.
Jet Nation over here talking. But you're right, though. But I think that the Saints will go a little further than Arizona will go. But hey, we'll see though.
I want to see Larry Fitz getting with a shot at doing something.
Big shot
for Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah.
If
you ever feel like winning, you could always come east.
Well, what's the most disappointing team in NFC? I would have to say the Detroit Lions. Losing 5 out of their last 6.
Yeah, definitely.
Losing 5 out of the last 6 with all that talent they have there.
Yeah, that coach is done.
You know what I mean? Their coach is done.
Because they got too much talent to be 9-7 or 7-9, 8-8. All the last few years they've been underachieving.
It's
and they got
sad.
a lot of talent on that team.
Reggie Bush came out and criticized the coaching staff. Said we are undisciplined. You know, Schwartz obviously disagreed, but when you got players doing Sue, who's a great talent, anybody who followed him from Nebraska, the kid is phenomenal. When he's doing stupid things, and you got Fraley, these guys are big time, but they
good
just.
This year, though.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. You know,
Compared
again.
to previous seasons, he
Right.
was an angel.
But again, it's under Schwartz. I mean, I give Schwartz a lot of credit. They were 0-16, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and he brought him here. But they need somebody to take him to the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're just not a disciplined team.
He's getting fired as soon as that game ends.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. Look, his office is probably cleaned out.
Yeah.
He'll be one of the coaches going on black money, without a doubt.
I think the Houston Texans are the most disappointing.
Oh,
With the AFC, I would agree.
Without question.
Because they were Super Bowl bound. They had varsity jacks last year.
What happened to them?
Injuries.
I mean, at the beginning of the year, you would pick them to be definitely top 4 seed.
For the first 5 games, got to a pick 6. First 5 games.
The beauty of the NFL is that it's not a major difference between like a Jacksonville and like a San Francisco.
Yeah,
maybe a couple
parity.
players here. Yeah, it's such parity. And I think again, coaching shows apart. Those guys, pretty much have gone as far as Kubiak can take them. Now you bring a Gruden, maybe a John Gruden, that's an attractive stop, or you bring one of these fiery coaches, that could change that whole thing. I mean, they get a new quarterback because obviously Schaub's got to go.
Excuse me, but that's why that Schaub's got to go, and he was one of the top quarterbacks last year.
Right.
Yeah, but it also depends
last
on
couple of years, though.
their offensive philosophy is a difference as well.
Right.
You took where they were last year compared to where they are now. A lot of teams have kind of filled in on and realized, okay, they're a running team, and they don't have a great offensive line, so we can do different things against them. So what people don't realize is that just like with all the schemes that people do in the off season, people study in the off season.
Yeah.
When the games are over, they're in the film room. They're in the film room maybe 12, 15 hours a day. Okay, so that's why Tim Tebow's a one-year quarterback.
Like yourself.
I did it. It's true.
Well, I heard Houston also, they never had a legitimate number 2 receiver for Andre.
Yeah.
So you can double him up, and nobody ever really stepped up on the other side.
Yeah.
They're at a crossroads next year because Foster just had surgery on his back.
Yeah.
He's been
So
banged up
I mean, you never know. Again, running back's life's a short life. So I mean,
Andre's getting old. He's banged up the last 2 years. So.
Cushion keeps getting knocked up with the knees.
Hey, JJ Swat, you want to leave? Green Pasco. Come east. I'm just saying, people want to win.
They're going to lock him down.
You come East Coast, and there might be opportunity somewhere.
Now
Might be
definitely,
a job opening on
the scenario Panda in the AFC is a little complicated when it comes to the 6th seed. 5, what we got? Denver, New England, with a chance for Cincinnati to take that 2nd seed.
Right.
Yeah. Denver, New England,
And Pittsburgh needed
a lot of help. Well, let's go through that last year. Let's go through
But before you go,
that
can I just put something out
Sure,
there?
you can.
Okay, I'm a Jets and Giants fan, and I do not want the
How you be
Patriots.
both?
I can be both.
no,
I can be both. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. I do not want to see the Patriots win in my building. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care whoever else wins. I do not want to see the Patriots win in my building. That'll hurt me. That's all I'm
That
saying.
goes without saying.
I gotta put that.
See, now we got a debate there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a Dolphin fan. Die hard. Whatever. Now, you know what? I can't stand it. I hate the Jets. Jet Nation here, no.
I'm Jet Nation with you, big fella.
But when it comes to football season, we fight back and forth. But I don't hate Tom Brady for some reason or another.
The greatest of American.
That was cute. That was bad.
They call him outside.
I hate all Boston teams.
Okay,
Red Sox,
absolutely.
Celtics,
Okay.
Patriots, everybody. I'm a Jet fan. But you know what? I got to give Tom Brady credit. Best quarterback right now.
I mean, you got to give credit with credit's due, though. You got to give credit with credit's due.
I mean, he's playing with smoke right now, and they're what, 11 and
So he's
5.
better than good.
Listen, I just don't want to see him win in my building.
I understand that.
I can't see it.
I don't think you're winning your building, though. For some reason, though, the last couple of years, they can get there, but they just can't get over the top, though, for some reason or another. And with Gronk gone this year, I don't see them.
They get that extra film study like they used to.
Is that what it is?
I think with the talent level, they pushed and pulled and got all they can out of those guys to get them to the playoffs, and they're going to fall short of the playoffs.
But look at their record, though.
That's New England. That's New England. They made a star out of Matt Castle.
Yeah.
It's the system.
Right?
He hit the lot of
It's the system. It's the system.
Yeah.
You know, them and, you know, going over to the basketball side and the San Antonio Spurs got the best system in sports.
Yeah.
It don't matter who you play with San Antonio. They got the best record in the West.
You get a small player that knows his role, then they're going to be all right.
You said they're not going to be so good without Gronk. They were good without him.
They
When
were,
he got-
but
when he
when it
got
comes
in,
to the red zone, though,
It was,
they were better. They were better with
Much
Gronk.
better with Gronk.
They were much better with Gronk.
But they were
There's
still
no.
winning.
They were much better with Gronk.
They were still winning.
They were.
Tom
got
Brady,
records.
he reminded me of Larry Bird.
Yes.
Larry Bird always had a last shot somewhere. Listen, Brady just you gotta put the stake in him.
He got that thing.
Yeah, you gotta put the
he
stake
got
in him.
that
Yeah,
thing,
agreed.
you know what I'm saying? He got that thing.
Brady's looking American.
But in the AFC, how does that have to go? If the Dolphins lose, Ravens get in. If the Ravens win, and San Diego, if the Dolphins lose, Ravens win, Ravens are in.
Yeah.
Right.
Now Miami Ravens, Chargers win, Dolphins are in. Miami win, Ravens. No, Miami lose, Ravens lose, San Diego lose,
The Steelers.
Steelers lose.
Right.
But they also have to win.
And you have 2 4 o'clock games, right? You have the Patriot Buffalo games at 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
and the San Diego Buffalo fan over there. San Diego Kansas City. Now Andy Reid said he's gonna flip flop his
he's not.
his
Yeah,
players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Out that group, who do you think is the most dangerous they get in?
Ravens.
Think so?
Because of their defense, though. And their
know what?
I mean, the bottom line is this: you have to respect the defending champ.
Absolutely.
I think the Steelers, when they back in, they would be more dangerous than the Ravens. Because Ray Rice ain't healthy. Joe Flacco's on a gimpy leg. And they've been up and down every game. Their defense keeps them in games for a while. But the Steelers would be a little more dangerous if they were to back in it. But we hope that don't happen.
A team out that group that nobody talks about because they play on the West Coast and it's 85 and sunny is the Chargers.
San Diego.
I think San Diego gets in. They can be awfully dangerous.
Yeah.
Rivers is a solid quarterback. They run the ball well.
Yeah.
They got some good receivers. Got that kid Gates going to Canton. And Mr. I don't have a girlfriend, Teo has played very well the second half of the season. And I guess
I'm impressed with Teo.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with Teo.
The San Diego Chargers, their defense has held running backs to 60 yards a game.
That could have
It's
used
a
them this year.
sneaky
Hey,
defense.
we're number 10 against the run, so we've been solid against the run. We just the Giants. We just sucked everywhere else.
Really? We talking
But
about
against
the Giants right now?
well, he's referring to Teo. We could have used him,
Oh,
but we've been very solid against the run. It's just every other aspect of defense and offense.
Excuse me,
we suck.
Chet Nixon. We could have used the honey badger as well.
Yeah. We could have used a lot of things.
Y'all could have had him. That boy to go to third round.
I know.
It's all right though.
He don't need to go any major cities, man, because the kid needs to be right where he at, go to work and go home.
He would have been hanging out with J.R. Smith and Lord.
Yeah, he don't need to be in this market, man. No.
Maybe sometimes work out for real.
Exactly.
They those two of them get the 40-40 club. They over.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
With Rihanna.
No good.
But who do you guys like coming out of the AFC, and who do you like coming out of the NFC? I mean, not even talking about the 6th seed, but just in general, though.
Personally,
I'd say Seattle.
Seattle.
AFC to the AFC.
Because they had their home loss already.
Yeah.
Because they were due to lose at home.
Yeah.
They would do lose. They would do lose.
They haven't been playing well offensively.
AFC.
They got one of their doped up cheating cornerbacks back off for suspension.
Who, Brown?
Yeah, Brown or whatever.
Brown?
Yeah.
One of them guys.
That was illegal. It's legal in Washington State.
Legion.
Kind of a contradiction
I
there.
don't know. I'd like to see tomorrow's game before I say anything in the AFC. I just don't know.
I'm going with Big Brother.
I just don't know.
Who's
It's
the,
too tight.
I'm going with Big Brother. That's the only one.
I'm not sold on him in the playoffs,
I'm not
man.
sold on them in
Cold
the
weather.
playoffs.
It's
I'm not sold on them in the playoffs.
He's going to do it this year.
As crazy as it sounds, and again, I'm a Jet fan, disclaimer.
Sorry.
Listen, I think the Patriots are going Super Bowl. If the Patriots get that 2 seed, think about it this way: get the home field. I think San Diego gets
They're
the
not
6.
losing to Buffalo, no.
No, they're not. They're not. Buffalo's already packed going to the Bahamas. Those guys got the trail in the back. They're done. I think San Diego gets to 6, and I think they're gonna beat Cincinnati. But listen, at least you guys have 4 Super Bowls in your lifetime. I've never seen a Super Bowl for Jets, so Buffalo's got a little lineage. But I think San Diego gets the 6th seed. They're gonna beat Cincinnati, who's gonna be the 3, and then obviously I think you got New England playing the 6. That San Diego's not gonna beat New England. Then it's gonna come down to Brady and Manning. And if I gotta take those 2, I gotta take Brady. And I'm just being objective for the show purpose. I gotta take Brady. I mean, this kid here just doesn't lose big games.
Yeah, but I think if it happens in Denver, I'll take Peyton. If it goes to New England, yeah, I'll take Brady. But if it happens in Denver,
I think
I'll take
whoever
Peyton.
wins that 6th seed is going to do it.
Very possible.
Dolphins are not doing it though.
How do you know that?
And I know my team.
I
You
know.
know what I'm saying?
You
I know
might
my
not.
team. We went through adversity.
Yeah.
Our offensive line just can't hold up. We have the best shot to get to the. I mean, the bottom line is just win. If we win, everything else I think will fall into place. But then again, we would have to play Cincinnati and go to Cincinnati, which we played well in Cincinnati, which we have beat Cincinnati 4 times in a row.
Right.
Sometimes a team has your number, like Buffalo Bills has our number for some reason or another.
Rex said judge him on this game, yeah.
Well, the Jets are playing. The Jets players are playing for their coach.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a tough game because the bottom line, as you know, Coach, when you're not playing for nothing to lose, and you're not playing for nothing to win for, you're at the 50, 4th and 6, you're going for it.
You're going for it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Which is scary.
Right. A wounded animal's a scary animal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is scary. 4th and 6, you're going for it.
You
4th
know,
and 4, you're going for it.
I think though,
If you're playing for something, you're punting. You know what I mean?
But you know what? If no matter what the Jets do, I think Rex is gone.
I think Rex deserves to stay with the talent that he had
I
this
like
year.
your comment you made earlier about just bringing discipline and a whole new coach that
Right.
I love Rex too. You know I do, man. That's my boy
But
right
look what he
there.
was
But
working with this
I
year, and he's
know,
still 7
but
and 8.
it's
Really?
still-
Rookie
maybe
quarterback.
I know.
No
Yeah,
weapons
but you
on
got to
the outside.
understand something. Look what he came in with when they went to the AFC Championships those 2 years.
Mancini players, by the way.
Right.
Mancini
By the way,
players, and the fact is they had a pure running game then. They don't
And
have
And you got let in by the coach that year. Let's not.
Okay.
Come on.
And
Come
after
on.
2 years,
Come on.
when they actually gutted the team and brought in a lot of new players, now that was Rex's team, they went nowhere.
I'm a Rex fan too.
Yeah.
That's no offense.
I love Rex.
But 3 years out making the playoffs, new GM. I think it's time for a change.
Who did they bring? Well, who did they bring in?
They looking at Seattle coordinators.
So exactly.
More defensive coordinator?
No, the offensive coordinator.
Is it because of Seattle?
Seattle.
That's what
They're
he's
looking
doing.
at Seattle guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And none of their assistant coaches have any guaranteed contracts. None of them.
That's right. See, the only problem with the Jets is that the Jets will not make a splash at the coaching position. Woody will not go out and pay that money. We're in New York. This guy's got plenty of money. What Woody Johnson about in the 70s? Can't take it with you. Why don't you go to Monday Night Football and get John Gruden? I
You
mean,
don't want to come out.
They don't want to come out.
Well, you
Listen, Coward don't want to come out.
the one thing about these guys is everybody's got a price. $1 million man say that in wrestling. Everybody's got a price.
You don't always need a big name and make that big super splash.
Right.
Who heard of the guy from the Chargers before this?
True.
year?
But
who heard the guy?
But he was off.
Right, but he wasn't a big name.
Right.
The coach,
No, he's the offensive coordinator.
Right.
the coach that's in the Bears right now.
Right.
Was he a big
he was
name?
a high school coach last year.
Tressman,
You
right.
don't always need that big name.
True, but this is again my
You need
theory.
someone that's got something.
My
That's
theory
what
is
really
this: if you fire Rex, and I think they probably should look at a change. Who you gonna bring in? This is
You got
New York.
Lovey.
This is New York
Why not
City.
bring in Lovey?
Lovey's a defensive guy.
Lovey's
They're not
great.
gonna bring a defensive guy.
He would
If
be
he
great.
gets a good,
Lovey would be great.
if he gets a good OC, it can work.
Right. Well, they
And
got
weapons, they got no weapons.
I'm not mad at Marty.
right.
I wasn't mad at his play calling this year.
I think he did pretty
You know
well.
what I mean? I'm
You
not
just
mad.
didn't
It's
have
not-
any legitimate weapons.
It's not,
They're too
and
long.
Domes.
Well, he's
that
done.
Dome, take your red eyes and get out of here.
Well, he's
Don't
done.
come back no
He's
more.
done.
But I don't want to see him with another new coordinator. He got to start all over again.
Well, that's
with
the
a new
problem.
system.
That's the
He-
problem.
Well,
He's
that's
gonna
Marty.
with new coaches.
The new coach, he's
Right.
gonna clean house.
He's gonna bring his own.
Absolutely.
My
Back to
thing.
square one.
Yeah. It's got to. That's why I think you got to bring in a superstar coach. If I'm gonna bring in an OC, then I might as well keep Rex and tighten up the coordinators.
So what superstar coaches out there worth getting?
I would go
Shanahan?
out. I would go. Well,
Who?
please,
Exactly.
Shanahan.
There's no real superstar.
I will
coach.
go out.
Shanahan's not bad for 2 years though. I mean, not bad for 2 years.
I will go to Monday Night Football and go get John Gruden.
9-7. And they got in the playoffs, and that would, and you seeing what happened this year is like, really?
Well, didn't McNabb call that about Shanahan? So he was going to destroy him.
Yes,
He didn't get along with Elway. He didn't get along with McNabb, whatever McNabb's worth. And then
But he won a Super Bowl with Elway.
Yeah, true. Elway didn't go playing for the Redskins.
John Elway.
But they didn't get along.
Yeah.
And Terrell Davis in a great scheme with an offensive line and a pretty good defense. He ain't had it over in D.C.
And really hasn't won more than
Nepotism.
7 games since Elway left. So.
Well, last year they had a great running game though.
Yeah, Robert Morris is good. That's the only one I give some props to. I like Robert Morris.
The name for the Jets, go back to the Jet thing, it's one name that you might laugh, but it happened with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll left for college. They said he should never come back to the pros, and now look at Pete Carroll, got a dynasty in Seattle. Maybe Nick Saban. Guys getting kind of tired.
Listen,
Nick Saban. Well, I know Obama been saying from Miami. I know that.
Do not mention Nick Saban's name. His name is forbidden to be on the.
I know being a Dolphins fan. But again, I'm just throwing out something for conversation.
Right, no,
you think about this for a second. The guy, again, is successful at the college level, had a rough time the first run at the pros, similar to Belichick, similar to Pete Carroll. Listen, if you're going to go out and get somebody, we already know there's not a lot of names out there. If it ain't John Gruden, who are you getting?
He's not out there either. He just signed an extension. He ain't
And Urban Meyer just knocked him out of college.
What about the line? Bottom line, what do you want them back pages to?
Big time.
Oh, absolutely.
He want them back pages.
You've got to go out and get a big time coach. Then the coordinator's not going to sit. Because Rex has all of a sudden become, from this, get rid of him last year with Tannenbaum, this lovable guy, like, oh, keep Rex, and he's just become a beloved figure. So if you won't get rid of Rex,
he's been humbled the last 2 years.
right?
But he had to tone it down.
Right.
Let's flip this
It's still
over.
out of town. So
Let's flip this over to the other side. How about the Giants?
We got to clean house on our coaching staff.
They got some serious
We're
problems.
gonna leave. Not really.
Giants, I think Giants.
No,
I think Giants got more problems than the Jets do.
I just Victor Cruz. Didn't he die last week? Nah, you got to concussion. He had to get a minor little knee scope. He's gonna be out for the year.
That's what they call it.
He's out for the year.
This is Natasha Watts. You're tuned in to On the Block Sports Talk.
No, he's talking about for next year. He'll be out. He's talking about for next year, Joe. That makes for this. He'll be fine. We need.
I'm joking. Cardiac arrest.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna leave. Coach Compton's gonna stay. We just need to get rid of Gilbride. We need to get rid of Perry Fuel. Okay, Perry Fuel and Gilbride, they got us a ring. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But you know what?
2 rings. 2 rings.
No, one for Fuel.
Well, 2 for Gilbride.
Cool. But you ran your coach.
I like Perry
It's time
Fuel.
to go.
I think the players are old and they just need some.
Perry Fuel, he plays soft. He got a soft defense. They don't have attacking defense. And some of that goes to the fact that we don't have any good linebackers until we brought in BC.
Yeah, but a lot of that was injury too. I mean, the Giants were banged up.
We need
in the Super Bowl years, they weren't attacking defense.
We need to draft better on the linebacker spot.
That's true.
Better a little bit on the corner spot. We need a more aggressive scheme. We need someone to guard a tight end. We can't guard tight ends for save our life. It's disgusting. Especially when we get abused by.
Don't draft linebackers.
No,
they
in
don't.
the last few years they've been defensive line happy. Everything defensive end. Come on, man, you got to get a linebacker. They've been ODing on defensive end.
You guys are the Giants are at a crossroads because Eli's what going to be 34 next year?
No, 32. He just turned 32.
Okay, he's going to be 33 next year.
He's going to be 33.
So
he's an Iron Man. Right.
Eli is at a crossroads because the first time in his career he's coming in with. He's got to perform. You can't have 20-some interceptions going next year.
26
He'll be fine.
in a row.
Your running back situation is suspect.
No doubt. We're going to work on that.
JPP, I think, is shot.
Nah, he'll be all right.
Tuck is retiring.
Tuck got
you got to re-sign Roll. You got to re-sign Knicks. You got some issues.
We don't have to re-sign Knicks.
I don't think he wants to play there no more.
The way he performed the last 2 years, okay, the injuries.
All of a sudden now with Cruz's injury, you never know what injuries. What do you do at wide receiver?
We got Ruben Randall.
He's ready to be number one?
He can be number 2. He's a number 2 guy. We're going to be all right. Johnson's going to be fine. I have trust and faith in my scouts that we're going to be fine.
I heard this on SPN the other day. They were talking about who made the playoffs quicker, the Jets or Giants. I think the Jets are in a much better situation.
Yes, right
Jets
now.
are younger.
Right now.
That
Good
front
defense.
four is under
I like your
25.
defense.
The quarterback obviously is still a little concerned with Geno. I think well, I think again you got to look at the talent around him. Look at the talent around him.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
The running back situation is solid with Ivory and the kid from Louisville. And I think again to me they remind me where Tampa Bay was at. Tampa Bay was great with Dungy. They needed somebody to bring them over, which I keep bringing up John Gruden, to take them over to that next level. I believe the Jets could be a 12-win team next year. Very close.
Coach, let me ask you this: is the starting quarterback for the Jets on the team this year?
No. I don't think the starting quarterback for the Jets
For next season?
is on his roster right now.
I think Geno's
So,
not going nowhere.
you don't think Geno's going to
No, he probably won't go anywhere.
The
guy they need.
Listen, dog. Nick Saban, my necessarily name.
All right.
No, the guy they need is not on his roster.
I'm telling you, Geno Smith. I think is that dude.
So do we.
I think so.
Give him. I'm telling you, I think Geno is that dude. I don't.
the situation.
He ain't pulling Lamar Sanchez out there.
Listen,
He's looking solid. You give him time, he's gonna hit that dude.
we draft that kid from Texas A&M, Evans, the big prime receiver. Get him in here with Geno. Tie up a little bit. Remember, we got a bunch of draft picks and a lot of money to the cap. Jets could be very attractive.
They got to make a move because I don't think Evans will be there by the time.
Well, we could package some picks.
He's a big. He's 6'5", 220.
That's what we see where we're aligned in at the draft. We see where we're aligned at, and then you'll be able to see like, all right, who needs who.
That's what we.
And we'll find
I
out.
want him.
Eli throws a lot of high passes. Remember when Plex was there? Remember when that money was there?
Plex ain't there no more.
But I'm saying there was 6'5", 6'6". We need a big receiver.
Coach, as a receivers coach from Monroe, who you think the Giants should pick in the draft, or who's the top receiver you think they should go after? Or the Jets, because the Jets need help too.
I want Sammy Watkins.
Because I don't think Hicks is going to be there no more next
I
year.
don't think so.
Cruz is the man. Cruz is legit. Cruz legit. You got Randall's legit.
Cruz also plays the slot.
On
You need
the
an outside
Jets,
threat for Eli.
On the Jets, you got Kearney.
I like Curly.
Curly,
Curly's
right.
a solid player.
I'm not crazy about this kid Hill. I never was.
No, he got.
So who do you go after?
Wait.
Stephen Hill?
Stephen Hill.
Oh, the Gazelle.
Track star. Reminds me of Skeets Nehemiah.
That's like
Get out of
He's
there.
an eggshell.
Yeah.
Stephen Hill's out for 4 weeks. Never Nika too. Like again?
Yeah.
I'm still not over him dropping that pass in the wing.
Straight block.
I can't
block.
They got him for the block.
I can't deal with him.
If your quarterback needs a weapon, you don't need your.
Well, we got Geno now, so he gotta go.
Yeah.
We got Geno. He gotta go.
Got a bunch of receivers. They got the kid from SC, who's a big time receiver. He's coming out. You got a couple good ones up in Fresno.
Sammy Watkins.
Right, from Clemson. The big kid from Florida State. What's the kid's name?
Bolden, something
yeah. I mean, so you got some receivers out there that, again, it's going to change the game up, and both of your teams need offense.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I mean, you mentioned Geno, right? Geno does not read defense.
No, he
Okay?
can't.
Geno throws the ball, he tries to throw the ball in space, and a lot of times it's not there.
The past couple of weeks, he picked up on that, and then he started running. Now he's being more successful as a run.
Okay, how long is that going to last?
Right, because
There's a guy in DC that ran to his first year and was great. It was a great runner, and you know what? Ever since he got hurt, they're no longer the same.
Coach,
I like Geno.
He was a rookie.
Yeah,
he was a rookie coming from a system. He's a rookie coming from a system where he shouldn't have started this year.
Right.
That West Virginia system, he should have been on the bench learning.
Right.
He had to start because they had no choice. So you can't really crucify Geno with so much.
Right.
And he got better as a year went
coming from a
on.
whack system in West Virginia.
You guys have been spoiled with quarterbacks having great
your
rookie
RG3
campaigns.
like Kaepernick, man. Kaepernick is the same way. He doesn't see his reads.
Different offense.
Different offensive philosophy.
Different offensive philosophy.
Yeah, they'll run first.
They'll definitely run first. They're 60.
He was a sensation last year. His numbers are a little down. They're a bit down this year.
Way down.
Yeah, he had an up and down run.
He had 8 rushing touchdowns. He's got 3 this year?
Well, you know what? Well, you got a linebacker spying on him now.
Yeah.
That goes back to my point. They had a chance to adjust, they had a chance to study him in the offseason. Now they know what to do against him.
But has anybody figured out what to do with Russell Wilson?
He's the best out
I'm
of
going to tell you why, because he scrambles to throw the ball.
Yeah.
He doesn't scramble to run. He scrambles to throw the ball.
Right.
And
There's a difference. RG3 scrambles to run.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kaepernick scrambles to run. Russell scrambles to thought he's got a lot of that Fran Tarkenton.
Exactly what I was going to say.
To a small
He's got a lot of
defense
Fran Tarkenton.
to Colin, my bad. He only had Bolden most of the whole year.
Right.
And
Like, he got Davis too.
That's it.
But they relied on their running game. They're 60, 65 run pass team.
See what Crabtree gets. So hopefully, if he's in the rhythm.
But like you said, he goes back to studying film.
Yeah.
That's why Russell Wilson is better than all of them, because he
Also got a better
he's a
supporting
junkie.
cast too. I mean,
he's a
it's,
junkie with that studying.
Right.
You know,
I mean,
pick your poison up
Andrew
here.
Luck's a very good quarterback too, but you took Wayne away too.
Right.
You know, he got hurt. That kind of hurt him a little bit.
They need to protect him too, because he's running for his life.
Yeah.
Poor Luck. He
runs for yards.
He runs for yards. Kaepernick runs for yards. RG3 runs for yards. Wilson runs to scramble to look down the field. He looks to throw.
Yeah.
he could read the defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, he
Takes time. I mean, they about ready to bench Cam Newton last year. Now look at Cam Newton right now has got a chance to go play in the Meadowlands and stuff.
Cam Newton. I mean,
too much
we
they
talked
said.
about him a couple of years ago, but listen,
Smarter.
he stepped up, and that's another one of the surprise teams.
I was going to say, that's another team that can possibly do it.
But their defense is hella hot, though. Their defense is awesome, though. I mean, their defense is awesome. They have a pretty good running game. They're not throwing a long ball. He's got a lot of three-step drops now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how far they're going to go without Steve Smith.
Losing him is
well, that's why you got to win tomorrow.
Right.
They got to win tomorrow, get those 2 weeks off, and that'll help. But you gotta be able to run the ball in January, and you gotta play great defense. They got that formula.
Carolina.
Well, that's how the two Super Bowl teams got there last year.
D'Angelo Williams, I think.
Stewart's hurt though. Stewart's out though.
Hurt,
He's a good
and
back.
Tolbert is like a goal line.
Yeah, they got
It's
it.
He's a beast
It's
though.
basically Cam. It's basically Cam getting it on.
Cam's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Impressive drive last week.
Ted Jr.
Yeah,
very impressive.
that was a defining drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially for the season that they had.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
don't sleep on them. I root for Carolina over the other team.
You talking about the American team, Cowboys?
Oh Lord.
Let's get into that. I mean, that's something that I like the Cowboys. I'm not a great Cowboys fan, but I do like the Cowboys, and I am impressed with Chip Kelly. Because at the beginning of the year, we talked about this offense is not going to work. But I mean, talking about run first team.
Right. They made some adjustments though.
And let's get Foles.
Right.
It's the real deal. Well, so far it's the real deal this year.
They're very scary.
Yes.
In January.
But McCoy's a beast.
Yeah, very scary.
McCoy is a beast. But they also have
their defense is suspect.
Very suspect. Their defense. When you give them 50 to third stringers in Minnesota, suspect is an understatement. This defense can be exploited.
Yeah.
It's just you got to. If you can make a few stops, then you can win that game. But they got a track team on offense.
Yeah.
And I hope they all burn.
Keeping it like a true Giants fan.
I hope they burn.
Over there. No, he's not. For now.
We're going Carolina all the way.
But Romo's ruled out.
Yeah, he's had Thursday, Friday.
He was ruled out December 1st.
He's ruled out. Can Orton give this team
no?
Can they call a hospital? Well, they do play in Dallas tomorrow.
Hasn't thrown a pass in 2.5 years.
Blasphemy right there, son.
It's gonna be awfully hard.
A hospital.
Can Murray carry him though? I mean, they don't really need. If they got that running game,
keep that offense off the field. They've got a shot.
But it's going to be a track meet with Philly. Philly is right now one of the hottest offenses.
That's what I'm saying. If they keep
what happens
Philly's offense off
they have to
the
play
field,
ball control. They have to play
chance.
ball control.
Yeah, but they're not playing four corners football. What's going to happen when they get down 12 points, 10, 14 points?
It's a wrap then.
It's a wrap. And that's what's going to happen. They might get blown out some more. It might get ugly.
Philly's going to try and
They gave up like 30-something a game.
Yeah.
Might get blown out. When they get blown out. I hate to say it.
They're running
I despise both of them.
Yeah.
But when the final score and it's 30-something at halftime and Dallas got like 12, it's a wrap.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You're not an NFL coach. I mean, everybody here watches all of the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, how many points did this score last week? 51 points?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at them score. Listen, when you score 51 next week, the next week following, for some reason or another, you always see him not to lay it. But you don't be
playing the Cowboys defense.
I don't care. It's just for some reason in the NFL, it just seems that way though. It just seems that way though. all watch enough football, and I think we know football. And for some reason or another, I do think that Philadelphia won the game, but I think that Dallas will be in the game.
Monty Kiffin's going to have to reach deep down and pull out Derrick Brooks, Warren Sapp.
I agree. I agree.
Ron D. Barber. That Tampa too is decrepit.
Philadelphia's going to have to make some mistakes.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to play the game of the season for them.
They have a lot of brain freezes at times, and it's going to burn them.
Well, they don't have somebody though. Like you said,
I know.
Second, third string players. You know,
the number one linebacker's done.
And for what? To go in and win them all, Dallas, for some bizarre reason, they're going to get torched by San Francisco the following week. Just stay home.
They're just playing who gets one extra game for the season.
I think Philly's got a shot against the 49ers.
Philly's got a good shot.
Romo going down, Mike.
Philly's got a good shot against the 49ers.
That's true.
And it's football, man.
And he get it Sunday.
I hope they burn.
I think somebody's going to have the ghost of Bo Schembechler and just run.
The option offense. The wishbone.
Murray to death. Keep Philly off the field.
What about Green Bay and Chicago?
Listen, let's talk about
A-Rod's back.
Let's talk about the NFC, that North right there. I mean, that was Detroit's for the taking right there.
They
You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers out what, 7 weeks?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Cleveland played decently, but they only won 2 games for them. They lost a big game last week. Pittsburgh won a big game.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
The luckiest man in football, Matt Flynn. They might get
$10
$10 million contracts every year.
He's well,
you know, it's the system though.
Yeah.
For some reason he plays well in Green Bay system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what that seems. But Green Bay and Chicago, that game's where at in Chicago?
In Chicago.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Okay.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. I mean, I like Green Bay even when Brett Favre was there. I was a Brett Favre fan. I like Marshall, but it's gonna be tough. With that defense, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in 8 weeks. No Cobb tomorrow. I think my man Lancey's hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he in or is he out? Is
He's out from what I hear.
That's gonna be tough.
question for the Bears: if Cutler's in there and he stinks up the joint, are they gonna let him go and ride with this kid McNown?
No, they're gonna ride with Cutler. I think they've shown that.
They're gonna ride with Cutler.
But Cutler's playing for a contract here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If he stinks up the joint, they don't get in. That was at his last Bears game?
I don't think depends how bad he sticks up the joint.
Right.
I'm sorry. No, depends how bad he sticks up the joint.
I don't think you can judge him off one game. I know people are talking that.
Well, he's been
but again, where do you go? If Dallas gave Romo all that money, what do you do with Cutler?
Because there's no quarterback.
Exactly.
You have to give. I mean, if you're a Jet fan,
yes,
you're going to give Romo that money. You're going to take Romo over Geno.
I would take Romo right now.
For the Bears,
Romo's a top 5 quarterback. As strange as it sounds.
Regular season, he's definitely top 5.
For the Bears, the backup did well.
Right.
For those games he played.
Right.
So I'm saying, you don't think they're thinking, okay, Cutler stinks it up.
Let me tell you.
He might be out of here.
But you go with your franchise.
That has to be with their
go with your franchise quarterback.
If I put you back there, no. Okay, you got to throw to who? Alphonse Jeffrey. Then you have to throw to Marshall. Then all you have to do is hand it off to Matt Forte.
Right.
And you've got the black unicorn going up the post. I think you can get over.
2,000-yard receivers.
So that's what I'm saying. Exactly. So if he sticks up and doesn't do that with those weapons, are they going to pull the string and say, all right, Cutler's out of here?
They're not going to.
That's what I'm saying. That's the question. You got to remember, they might be on their minds.
It's possible.
Because they could pay that backup. He produced a lot less money than what.
But he's less talented than Cutler.
There's a reason
McNow's a journeyman.
So much.
Right, journeyman.
There's a reason for him traveling so much.
I'm just posing a question that you know that's going to be on there.
I think what you see with McNown is a credit to Trestman. Trestman, for people who follow, was great. Won a couple of Grey Cups as a coach. They had a kid named Calvillo up in Montreal that lit it up. So that's it. And this kid with the U, he coached with Miami, coached Benny and those guys. So the guy knows how to work with quarterbacks. So what you see with McNown, a journeyman, is being put out from what the coach has done with him over 16 weeks. That's, I think, what you see with McNown. You got to sign Cutler. Maybe that hurts him a couple $2 at the negotiating table.
You got to sign.
But you got to sign.
Got to sign. Quarterbacks are so hard to find this week.
I think they're going to win tomorrow anyway. I think Chicago's winning tomorrow anyway.
So middle linebackers, right? Yeah, you can't get them off trees, right?
Yeah.
But you need a quarterback, though.
Right.
If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have nothing, though.
The game is starting to change.
You get over with linebackers, still say.
The game is starting to change now.
Well, let's go to Giants. Giants never really had great linebackers. When they won,
we did.
back in the 80s, back talking about the last two Super Bowls. Y'all didn't have great linebackers, but y'all had good linebackers.
Our defense, our strength is on the line.
The game is changing now because you got these fast moving quarterbacks. You're gonna have to have lighter. You're gonna have to have lighter tackles. You can't have these big 285, 290 tackles no more because they can't run. They can't keep up with the quarterback. So the game is starting to change. You're seeing more of the sleek 250, 260 type D tackles. The linebackers are now safeties because they got to run with the tight ends.
This is what I was saying.
So the game has changed.
I was venting about my Giants. So we got our defensive tackles like 360 pounds. Who are they chasing?
Yeah,
nobody. They're not chasing the quarterback.
That's just to stop the
but
there's a fast first offense in it.
Exactly. There's no smash mouth run games like that anymore. So a 350-pound defensive tackle.
There is a smash mouth run game. They're just not going to play.
Hold on, one second. Before we get into it, the Giants segment is brought to you by the 502 Bar. So, 502 Bar, good food, good drinks, good music, good times. Check it out. 3304 White Plains Road, Bronx, New York.
And the Giants will be back soon.
Only in a video.
Because we run this town.
Let's keep it going. Well, who's coming out in college this year, as far as the draft, that'll make a big impact?
Offensive wise,
Johnny Football.
I like Johnny Football, but
I don't think he's going to be a good pro.
I don't know.
I don't think he's going to be a good pro. He'll be a backup. I don't think he's going to be a
I think you're wrong, Coach.
He got some Russell Wilson in him.
That kid can make every throw on the field. He can make the hash mark. He can make hash pass.
I think he's good.
Tough.
He's good for where he is now, but the NFL game is faster. I just don't see. He's not going to have those wide open looks that he's got now with Texas. You know, Texas A&M. I just don't see that. You know, you haven't seen him throw a seam pass. You haven't seen him throw a ball in the corner. You haven't seen him throw a ball over the middle.
He's made some passes.
He's made some passes on the run, and he's been an acrobat. I give him that.
That game against Alabama, that kid made some passes from the pocket. On the dime.
I give you that, but these guys are wide open.
Not necessarily.
No, some of these guys are wide open.
Listen, I know he's got a head case, a rich kid that plays football. I get that. But the kid ball.
As far as his talent,
he's a ball.
He's a baller. I just don't know about him playing on that next level.
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on him.
I think the only thing that hurts him a little bit is his height, though.
We've seen that with Breeze, with Russell Wilson. We've seen those guys. They won't go first round because they're not the measurables, but he's going to go second round. Or maybe late first, the right team gets him.
He'll go second round.
You know?
Well, what right team gets him where he can make an impact, though?
Jacksonville.
No, he's not enough weapons. He can kill for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville definitely wants to make a quarterback.
Cecil Shorts. They got
True, they're a young team.
Justin Blackman.
He might
he's back in his
cut.
Yeah, already he's done.
Yeah, he's
already.
He got to change his thing around.
They got a couple of running backs.
What about the Texans?
Texans, they're gonna be quarterback shop.
Yeah, he'll sell tickets. You know, Johnny Football in Texas.
What about the Cowboys?
No.
What about the Cowboys? That's a Jerry Jones move right there.
They're going to be quarterback shopping because they're going to need a backup.
Right.
Romo's what, 8th, 9th year in the league already?
Best up back
now. We don't know how bad that's going to be.
Now I will say he's good. I like Johnny Football. He's not the best quarterback coming out.
No. He can learn under Romo.
I think Bridgewater's the best. I know he hasn't declared yet.
The kid from Clemson?
Louisville.
No, Louisville.
See, but the question mark on Teddy was
he didn't play nobody.
Yeah, but it's not his fault. But still, his talent level and competition level.
I think when you look at when you measure these guys up, you ask yourself one: can a kid make every throw on the field? Obviously, the hazards are different in college. Bridgewater can make every throw. He's heady. This kid's calling audibles. He works in a pro system at Louisville under Charlie Strong. So again, I mean, he's got the measurables. It's just obviously he can't control the schedule. The kid from Clemson is solid, boy, big time. But I don't like the way he moves too much for me. There's one guy I think he's coming.
The kid from Alabama.
He's going to get looked at.
He's a winner. He's going to be a second round pick.
A Brady like.
But I'm not sold on his talent.
I think he's underappreciated.
I think he's a system.
He'll be a solid pro. I have a feeling he's going to be a solid pro.
I think he's a backup.
I think he's a second rounder.
He's a proven winner. He makes smart decisions. You don't see him make bad decisions.
I think he's a New England South.
Yeah, that's why he's going to be a good pro.
I'm not sold on him.
He's coming from a good pro system to an extent. So you don't have a lot to lose taking him. He's gonna be a sleeper.
The kid I like the most, I don't think he's coming out, but the kid I like the most is the kid from Ohio State, Braxton Miller. I think, again, you combine quickness, pocket awareness, and arm strength.
You got arm strength, but if you can't make the throw, and the arm smarts.
Right.
He's a good athlete, but I don't know about him being a good quarterback yet.
I think he plays on a disciplined system. I think he's. I mean, obviously you don't know if these guys get in the league, but
kid from Georgia coming out. He's decent talent.
Oh, he's solid.
For Georgia.
He's solid.
He's solid quarterback.
Yeah,
there's a handful.
Yeah.
There's a handful.
Even David Carr's brother.
He put up good numbers.
Yeah.
But do we have anybody that's going to make an impact and start next year?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Kid from Oregon, when he comes out,
he's going to stay in school one more year.
I don't think the offense. By the time he comes out, they're going to be looking for the next offensive scheme. I think that scheme.
And that's good.
You can't expose the quarterback like that.
Takes him is going to have a winner because he's good. He can run. He can throw.
They hit too hard in the league. You can't have your quarterback running around. You better.
We know that. That's
right.
They get a better offensive line.
Not even that, because these cornerbacks, these things are flying.
Mariano, tell you, he's going to come out. He's going to be the truth.
He'll be up for the Heisman next year. Really. I don't see him as a pro quarterback.
I see him more as a pro than Johnny Football. He's 6'5", 235. Got an arm, athlete.
Right. Don't sleep on Johnny
He's pro built.
Oh no, the measurables are there, but it's more than measurables. We learned that with the Russell Wilsons, with with Tom Brady, 6th-round pick. We realized that it's not about the measurables that get you drafted, because just like Con Edison,
is what you do.
Right, you're not gonna you don't get fired for using the incumbent utility. But again, I look at a quarterback. Can he make the throws on the field? Can he make overthrows? And does he have a kind of like a swagger?
And that's Johnny.
Manziel's got that. He's got
that. Before we go to picks, best running back coming out of college. The kid from Boston College?
Him.
Andre Giant?
I think he's probably going to get pluck 3's kid coming out. The kid from from Auburn. Yeah. He'll come out. He'll be solid for the beast. Runs hard, durable. You also have another kid. Oh wow!
Mason could be a product of the system, though. You never know, because all they do is run.
That's true too.
Run right, run left, up the middle.
That's true too.
Yeah, but he creates when he gets past level 2.
He's good. I'm gonna take him away from him. You never know. You never know. This is a few good backs.
Who wins the football championship this year in college? Auburn or
State? Some of those, baby. Famous James. Told y'all.
I don't know how anybody can go against Auburn. Those miracle wins they haven't had.
They keep Famous Jameson off the field, though.
Florida State got enough speed on defense to contain that. They don't win that.
Well, they're the more talented team, but it's just like this Angels on 50-yard line for Auburn. I mean,
contain their run.
The things that Georgia game, the ball tips up, the field goal kick against Alabama. Again, it's just some magic with them this year, man.
Florida State, Famous James. I called him at the beginning of the year. He's gonna win the Heisman. That's my boy. Famous James, just lead them girls along.
All right, let's go through tomorrow. NFL picks. Let's go through tomorrow NFL picks. You got we already talked about Philadelphia, Dallas. We talked about Chicago, Green Bay. Okay, you got Dolphins, Jets tomorrow.
I think if we're right about what people are saying, the Jets are playing for Rex's job. I know Miami's got to win to get in, but I like the Jets tomorrow.
I'm going with the Jets.
It's a down week for Gino.
I want the Jets to win.
I know you're going with Jets. You got to go with your team, of course. Jets?
No, I think Miami's going to win it.
That coach knows what he's talking about. That's why he's coach. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving on. Another big game. Baltimore, Cincinnati. The game's in Cincinnati, though. Baltimore needs this game bad, too. Cincinnati needs the game also because they weren't playing for that 2 seed. Yeah. And they're going to be playing hard because New England plays at 4 o'clock.
Didn't we say Ray Rice was hurt? Isn't he hurt?
Yep. He's nicked up.
He's nicked up?
Yeah. He's stuck up the whole year this year.
Think of Tucker. This kid is amazing.
Their running game has been bad this year, the whole thing.
But I like Cincinnati tomorrow, though.
Cincinnati need to step it up, man. They're almost like a Detroit type team. They got a lot of talent, but they can't get over that hump. They need to do it, man. They need to really.
I like Flacco tomorrow. I think Baltimore's going to win. I'm not sold with the Bengals.
Tough.
The Red Rifles coming off tomorrow.
Yeah, you've been talking about Red Rifle and Green. Another big game. Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Going with Cleveland to upset things.
Pittsburgh's been playing well, though. And
Joe Hayden's out. So.
Hayden's out?
Yeah.
Browns got Bahamas plans already made. I think Pittsburgh's going to win that game.
Hey, that's a big rival. That's a big rival. You never know.
And they got Edwin, the baby maker, running. No.
Another big game. Kansas City travels to San Diego. We talked about Kansas City not playing their whole team. Squad in and out. Subs. San Diego still playing for something.
I got San Diego.
I like San Diego anyway, though. Like you said,
Chargers too. Where they get in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I think they want to have a winning season.
Go Chargers, go.
You know what I'm saying?
Superchargers.
Big game. Seattle. No, Atlanta at Seattle.
Atlanta's done.
Atlanta's done.
You can
Atlanta's
play
done.
with Atlanta.
One of the better games. San Francisco travels to Arizona, though.
I like the Cardinals, man.
I like the Cardinals tomorrow, too.
I like San Fran.
Arizona.
I like San Fran.
What was the game beforehand? You said?
Seattle and
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I got Atlanta. Those boys got pride.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Tony Gonzalez last game.
Yeah,
they
Tony
played for him.
last game. Roddy White's coming back. Matty Ice. I'm taking that as my.
That's a colossal upset
and
with New Orleans still playing for their playoff lives. They haven't clinched anything.
Speaking of New Orleans, Tampa Bay travels to New Orleans in the Dome. So we already know. We already know what that is.
Shiano's on the hot seat too. So.
We talked about the Green Bay Chicago game. Denver also needs to win in Oakland. They play their whole team. I think
playing Oakland, man. He might throw 8 touchdowns tomorrow.
Sure. But it's always a division game, though.
Yeah.
It's a division game, though. You
never know. Someone might get stabbed in the crowd.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is this Shanahan's last game?
It has to be.
It has to be.
Strong possibility.
Yeah. He's gonna get another.
Is this Coughlin's last game?
Coughlin? No.
It should be.
No.
But
I
it
agree.
won't.
I agree.
I don't think it should be.
No.
I understand it's a private organization. They do things differently, but
the
voices become stale. The voices become stale.
They still play for him. They still backing him. It's the
I know they're playing for him. He came out the other week saying that the guy's not playing hard. He feels sorry for the guys not playing hard.
And they responded the next week and they won or whatever. But Coughlin's not
Detroit gave that game away.
Coach Coughlin's not going nowhere. It's his 2-0 season. The history.
I was wrong in the Seattle game. St. Louis travels to Seattle.
Right.
Oh, St. Louis.
And Carolina travels to Atlanta.
I got St. Louis.
They're up and coming team.
Atlanta might win.
But I think Seattle
wins.
wins.
Yeah, Seattle wins though.
Yeah.
And being that Atlanta's playing in Atlanta, Gonzalez's last game, look for them to lay down though.
They're playing New Orleans.
They're playing New Orleans.
Right. That's
No. Atlanta's playing Carolina. Carolina's got a lot to play for though, but in them division games like the Jets, you would love to bump. Yeah. Division
right. Go out with some pride.
Atlanta. Gonzalez is playing. This is his last game.
Pride of the South, man. Pride of the South.
Yeah.
That's a tough game though.
I got Matty Ice.
Tough game.
Mike Smith ain't going out like that.
But he's going out Monday.
I think he deserves a pass. Because they had a lot of injuries this year.
Listen, when you have a team like that, I understand they got the injuries, but it's a show me now league, not for long as the NFL stands for.
You got to go. He got a pass for this season. Some of the decisions he made this previous season.
You guys said Detroit was the most disappointing. Atlanta this year was the most disappointing.
Well, yeah. As far as like last year, as far as last year,
Roddy,
they one of them.
I mean,
one of them.
Yeah,
one of them. One of them. Let's jump over to the NBA. A lot of injuries. A lot of injuries. We can talk Knicks Nets. We can talk Knicks Nets. Okay, we'll save that for podcast. But tomorrow's gonna be a great NFL day.
Yeah.
And the way the schedule's been made up, fantastic.
That's why they do it the best.
With the Tony Romo thing with Dr. Pasqua.
Okay, we can definitely get into that because we have a couple of minutes left for the game, and Tony Romo has a major injury, which we thought possibly can get over. We all know about herniated disc.
Yeah, they had the surgery.
Stuff like that. And Pasquale's a specialist at that. So let's see what Dr. Pasquale. Let's see what Dr. Pasquale got to say about the Tony Romo injury.
You're tuned in to On the Block Sports Talk.
Dr. Greg Pasqua, chiropractor here on White Plains Road in the Bronx, and we're going to talk a little bit today about Tony Romo. This happens to be my specialty, low back injuries. Well, Tony Romo took a hit last week in the game against Washington, in which they were destined to lose by a little bit, but he actually won by 1 point. He had been having chronic back pain for some time, but these football players are tough. They don't miss time. They all have some kind of injury. They all have some kind of pain. But he took a hit, and he started limping around, and he said he had pain into his leg. Well, what happened was the hit caused his disc to herniate and caused the herniated disc to push against the nerve, causing pressure on the nerve down the leg, causing his leg pain. The leg pain is what debilitated him during the game. He was able to finish the game. They won by luck and chance alone. They didn't deserve to win. But he later on, the next day, had the MRI done. They found the herniated disc. It was pressing on the nerve that goes down the leg. And most of his pain was in the leg. In cases like back pain, when you have more pain in the leg than you have in the back, you approach it somewhat differently. It's not a local area back pain. It's not muscle spasms. It's not joints. It's a disc pressing on the nerve, actually pressing on that nerve, causing the pain to where the nerve goes down the leg. So he had epidural steroid injection, which is when they go into right around the area where the disc is, and they put the anti-inflammatory, the cortisone, the prednisone, right in that area, so it holds down the inflammation. Sometimes that will help with leg pain. So they tried that first with Romo to see if he would get enough relief so that he could practice later in the week and play in this big game against Philly that's going to decide the division title and the playoff berth. Well, it didn't work. He had non-invasive surgery today to the low back to correct the herniated disc. With many not lay people, non-athletes, they may do a larger surgery, but in most athletes they do microsurgery techniques. They just go in, take out this very small part of the disc that's pressing on the nerve, they sew him back up, they don't cut any muscles, so this way he could return quicker. I'll remind you that in 1993, Troy Aikman had surgery in that summer for a herniated disc and went on to win the Super Bowl that year, Super Bowl 28. And they did not even have the same surgical techniques that they have now. So I expect Romo to have absolutely no residuals from the surgery to the back at all, unfortunately, as a Giant fan. Wrapping up Tony Romo here.
He came back with it, it seems like that, there's certain conditions why a person will have an epidural versus not having an epidural. I mean, Dr. Pasquale is pretty precise with that. And the question is, can Tony Romo return from an injury such as that magnitude, or will it decline is the question. What do you think? Do you think it will decline?
I think it'll decline.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I think he's out for the rest of the year. I mean, he's coming back next year. I think he'll be fine.
He might be a little rusty coming into camp. He's going to take a little while. Look what happened with JPP. He had a minor back surgery. And he had took him a while to get the rust off.
Well, quarterbacks are protected. They're protected.
Right, but he's in the squat and he got to come up and he's still going to take some kind of hit.
Torque when you throw the ball.
That's the thing that you have to look at is having your legs behind the twisting motion of throwing the ball.
The motion.
It's almost like playing golf in a way,
That's how he hurt his back. He was throwing the ball. That's how he hurt
that's what happened with Joe Montana too, remember, when he threw his back out. It was Wilson.
Leonard Marshall was the reason his back was broke.
I agree. Leonard Marshall broke his back.
Leonard Marshall is the reason why his back went out.
When Joe Montana was throwing the ball, he threw it in the twisted
motion. It was
motion.
effective by Marshall.
Yeah, but I mean, he still was able to prevail for him. I guess, but now
with modern day medicine,
you could kind of like, versus if a person's able to recover back then, now with the new surgical techniques, it's almost possible to return from most injuries at a pro athlete level.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. Definitely.
Well, that's anyway, that's it for the TV show version on the Quad Sports Talk. www.dbnebmusic.com. Check us out every Friday, Bronxton TV at 8 a.m., Channel 68, Verizon Channel 34. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the 502 Bar Lounge. We'd like to thank Chill Lover Radio, Dr. Pasqua, chiropractic medicine and sports therapy treatment, and Rosie's Barbershop. And most of all, it's tax season, so don't forget to do your taxes. Make sure you go check out our guy, Gerard Hutchins, Integrity Business Solutions. Find out, let him play with the numbers and see what he can do for you. Until next year, we'll come and see you on the Block Sports Talk. Thank you.
We out.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Go Dolphins.
On the block, sports talk, Yankees, Mets, Knicks, New York. On the block, sports talk, Giants, Jets, Nets, let's go. On the block, sports talk, Philly, Miami, Dallas, Buffalo. On the block, sports talk, NBA, MLB, NFL, we got it all. On the block, sports talk.
This is Natasha Watts. You're tuned in to On the Block Sports Talk.
Now we're on podcast. Now we're on podcast.
Okay, cool.
So we can talk some basketball.
Let's talk some basketball. Let's talk about Cuckoo Bird in Cleveland.
Fine.
This is Natasha Watts. You're tuned in to On the Block Sports Talk.
I told you about this guy. What did I say about him? I said, yo, this guy
doesn't want to play no more.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I
made a ton of money.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of money. He's got jewelry and a ton of money.
All he do is collect cars.
He can care less. And then show and prove it, he can care less.
Yeah.
He don't care.
Yeah, he don't want
and
to
I don't see a team putting up no money to get him.
No,
I don't see the work.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, when he was with LA, he was alright. I mean, you had a team that was holding him down.
He's playing for a contract in LA though.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was never impressed with Bynum. I mean, a guy who's here, coach, who's usually on our show this week, he's away on vacation, but he's a Bynum fan. And I'm just not a fan of his. I don't think he plays with a lot of heart.
He don't.
At all. And I don't think he plays hard.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think he plays hard at all.
Several players said about it. He said he doesn't have that love for the game like a lot of dudes do. And he's got the jewelry and the fat count now, so he really don't have no heart for the game. He's just a waste. It's just sad. There's probably a kid that's busting his butt right now in the D League trying to get a shot. He couldn't get a shot because this guy took up his spot.
Can't teach 7 feet, and that's why
Yeah, that's
he
the
get a shot.
He's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
He's big.
Yeah.
He was a talent.
He has
7
talent.
footer.
He has
He
talent.
just ain't got no heart.
Yeah.
His
He has
mind
talent,
ain't
but
right.
you're right. He has no heart though.
It shows the
There's
greatness
no-
of Kobe Bryant. He probably kept that kid grounded, kept
Yes.
pushing him.
Yes.
He doesn't have that now. He's on his own, and Cleveland's a young team. Kyrie's not ready to take that mantle to tell this guy that. And that's why they're getting rid of him because they don't want they don't want that poison.
They said it's already happening that he doesn't get all the teammates. There's friction in the locker room.
Yeah.
That's why they're detrimental to the team. They
Gotta go.
what a waste. But anywho,
And talking about major injuries though, Westbrook.
Yeah.
Him being hurt. He's out until what? All-Star break. Out Hartford. For Atlanta.
Bad injury.
Torn
He's done for the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How long is Melo out for?
sprained ankle.
Yeah, but sprained ankle is what it was.
I don't know.
They didn't say it was the dreaded high ankle sprain. You know,
It's a high ankle sprain.
What they said that?
It is. If you're out that long, Joe, it's a high ankle sprain.
You never know with the Knicks. The Knicks are the most covert team when it comes to injuries. So it's probably more than an ankle.
No rush.
Sprain.
No rush. Take your time.
Well, it came from upstairs. There's not going to be no culture change.
Right.
He's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
They're not making no major trades. So you got what you got here.
Right.
Yeah.
What we got here, is that good enough for us to make the playoffs?
In the sorry East, and the even equally and more sorry Atlantic, yeah, we're only 4 games back from the Atlantic.
Can the Knicks win 40 games this year? I mean, the bottom line is this. A team coming out of Atlantic, you're probably going to be 4 or 5 games under 500 and win that division.
Yeah.
It's sad.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
What was in the paper in the Post the other day? That he's still looking to win the East? Period?
He guaranteed it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Was the East or the
No, the Atlantic.
No, Atlantic.
Woodson.
Woodson?
Yeah.
Because it's still winnable. They're only 4 games, and if they stink up tonight, they'll be 4.5 or 5. But if they win, they'll be back to 3 games behind in Atlantic. So the Atlantic is still winnable, as odd as it sounds. But all that's going to get you is being a doormat for the Pacers or the Heat or whatever.
Those are 2-team races.
It's the Heat and the Pacers and everybody else.
Yeah.
Detroit might sneak in there and give somebody some trouble because they got a pretty good squad.
They'll be a 5-1, 4-1 situation. They'll go 5 games.
But
I got to give it to my man Mo Cheeks because I've always been a Mo Cheeks fan.
They got talent. The front line is crazy. They got the point guard now. They got
but they only got one ball with 2 guys who want to shoot the ball all the time.
The team that surprised everybody is Portland.
Yes, I'm impressed.
You got a possible MVP candidate in Aldridge. So I mean, that's a team that can really be scary.
I mean, look at the West in general. I mean, everybody in general. The West is so lopsided. Though. I mean, for the NFL, for a lot of teams to be 8-8, 9-7, that's good. Because you know you like. But for basketball, that's not good. You know what I mean? In our West, though, a team like Golden State, big Golden State fan, they can miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they can win damn near 50 games and miss the playoffs.
Memphis,
you know what I'm saying? Memphis.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. It's tough out West.
Got a young, scrappy Sacramento. They could give you some problems.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they'd be a definite playoff team, but they're not an easy W anymore.
Yeah, they got if you put them in the East, though, they might.
Oh yeah, they'll probably win like 50 games.
They got a kid that they got to watch out there too. That kid Cousins.
Yeah.
They got to keep a foot in his tail too.
He's a great talent.
But they say
he's a problem case.
Shaq is working with him and mentoring him and trying to mold him. So hopefully, if Shaq continues to do that, he focuses and matures, then he could be
Boogie Cousins.
He could be something because he's got talent.
He's another one. He's good thing he's in Sacramento, not L.A. Because he'd be out the league. He's in L.A. He'd be Lamar Odom. He's in L.A.
Should Kobe come back this year?
No, I'd take his time. He should just take his time. If he's healthy enough to play this year, do it. But just take your time.
Well, we know why he got hurt. I mean, coach, everybody, you compensate from one into another, and that's what happened. You know, I mean, you saw him starting to slowly get his legs back and everything, but you're compensating so much on one leg. You know what I'm saying? That it's just a freak accident.
He should come back. There's no surgery. The bone's going to heal. I think the guy comes back.
Well, it's not a 6 weeks. It's not a 6 week thing. It's more of an 8 week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
just take your time.
I mean,
yeah, 100%.
We're basketball fan. I'm a Kobe guy. I like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I like for him to come back. But what is he coming back to? Are they really going to be competitive? And, one and done in the playoffs.
But you know what? He's a throw. He's probably the last of the Mohegans. He's a throwback. Guy like him feels like if I can get back and get going, I can carry my team. Not that that's going to happen.
True. No, but
he's not one of these guys, and I'm not going to mention names, and new waves that just like, at the end of the game, they go to dinner, go to the club together. This guy is a stone cold killer. He probably would sack in his mother on the basketball court. You got to love that as a sports fan. So I think if he's healthy, come on back.
Sounds like Derrick Rose, but he ain't here.
Right. Well, he stayed out a year and he got hurt again.
Exactly. So take your time, relax, come back next year. There's no rush. Chicago's not going anywhere. LA's not going anywhere. Just take your time, relax, and give the basketball fans what we want. Our stars.
A healthy start.
Yeah.
Healthy start.
Instead of talking about Joey Crawford.
Healthy start. You're right about that.
A little bit difference between Kobe and Rose. Rose is still 25 years old. Kobe's 34. Ain't nothing to leave. Let's go out and play.
No.
There's no surgery. It'd be different if he had surgery. He's no surgery. So, I mean, the bone's going to heal. Let him play.
Being that Rose got hurt the way he did, you think he should have came back early last year when they had a chance to play?
That's the age-old question.
No, he did the right thing. He did the right thing.
He did the right thing?
Yeah.
I think so.
What's up with the Melo situation in New York? Stays ago.
He needs to go.
Have fun with that.
I'm a Melo fan, but
I don't know, man.
It's not Melo's fault. He's having a really good year.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at his numbers, though. I mean, he has nobody. He has no help, coach.
Right.
What else does he have, though? He has no help.
It's hard to
Stoudemire's done. Chandler can't score. I mean, J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
You put that under whoever knew what's going on with that.
Sidebar.
You know what I'm saying? Raymond Felton, what the hell is he doing? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you got nobody. He has no help.
Can you blame him if he leaves? Do you blame him?
I don't want him to leave, and there's no better place to play than at the Mecca in New York, but I don't blame him if he leaves, though.
If he leaves, where's he go?
He's going to L.A. He's joining Kobe.
But to go with to LA for what? A one-legged Kobe?
You got one-legged Kobe. You got Gasol.
Gasol's gone. I think he might be going.
He's gone.
But who's he going for, though? Not a lot of big men.
There's not a lot of big men. So what do you got to? I bring him back.
He wants to be out. Gasol wants to be out.
I think in that offense that D'Antoni wants to run, I think you got to get rid of Nash, got to replace Nash. But you take Kobe and Melo on the wings. Come on, that's a 55-win team. Well, you got to go out and get one. That's what you got to go out and get. But I mean, that's scary.
Melo and D'Antoni going at it up here.
They didn't like each other.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Kobe to hold that down.
Kobe holds that down. His wife wants to be in L.A. That's a major part when you start thinking about the off-court stuff. Hollywood,
so
that plays a role.
Either he stays here, goes to L.A. He ain't getting a chip either one of the cities. And no
he's not getting a chip either.
No time soon.
Right.
So you're gonna take less money to go to L.A. to play with Kobe and not get a ring, or get all the money you want. She can do whatever she It ain't like she's
fly
burning
LA
up
and do
Hollywood.
what
It ain't like she's burning up Hollywood. So it ain't like she's gonna get a ton of movie
Ain't
roles.
much money more reality
So
shows she
you
can
can
do.
stay here and do whatever acting you do in New York is what you can do in LA. So that I don't think that's carrying a lot of weight in it.
What if he doesn't go to LA though? What if
He's
he goes
gonna stay in New York.
What if he goes to somewhere that people wouldn't even think about going?
Well,
They
he's
got
not
One
gonna do
Piece.
He's gonna go to a
One Piece they
star
need.
stuff.
What if he goes?
He's not going to Milwaukee, something
What
like
if he
that.
goes to Minnesota?
He'll never do that.
With Kevin Love.
He'll never.
Well,
Love won't be there after 2015.
Maybe he talks Love today. Maybe he talks Love into staying in Minnesota.
How about Love coming to New York?
Yeah.
That's what they were talking about. That's a possibility.
Who
But again, it's like, well, you blow it up again.
They already from Minnesota.
Did you see the
Kevin Love coming to New York.
the article about Rondo? The Knicks are trying to.
I always thought that anyway.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good move anyway.
Yeah.
Get Rondo. You get Rondo, gives you easy baskets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get a good point guard, they give you better.
And makes everybody better on the
a
floor.
lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Because Raymond gotta go.
Raymond can't guard nobody.
Everybody don't love Raymond.
And he was alright for a while.
Making that Jeremy Lin move look real bad.
He does. He does. I was watching Jeremy Lin the other night, and he doesn't look bad. I mean, he can't play no defense, but the kid plays hard, and he plays with heart.
Raymond don't play no defense.
At all, no.
All he do is just, come on, Raymond!
Raymond got to out the steakhouses, man. Every time the kid like he's getting bigger and bigger every time you see him.
True that.
And the sad part about the Knicks is that the irony is they traded for Melo. They gave away the pick to Denver.
Yeah, they don't pick.
The best draft in like 15 years is coming out this summer. We got Wiggins and all the Kentucky kids, and they don't have a first round pick.
Right.
So it's the irony, you know.
Welcome to my world.
Let's flip over to the other side of town. How about Brooklyn, though? What's going on with Brooklyn?
What's going on?
Can they make? I mean, Lopez is out for the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Can they flip that?
Maybe, but why?
No way.
We would start for greatness. We barely getting into the playoffs. That's not the.
Didn't I say this
But
in the beginning?
you know what? Their team is made for the playoffs. Their team is not made for the regular season.
Their team was made for retirement. It wasn't made for.
AARP group.
Didn't I say this in the beginning of the year? Everybody was all Brooklyn. They got this. They got. I'm like, yeah, they got a bunch of old guys.
Fantasy
Welcome to the house.
basketball.
And they're all falling
I
apart.
said that in the beginning.
They'll be lucky to get an. If there's a 10th seed, they will get a 10th seed.
I said they were lucky.
Knicks got a better record than Brooklyn.
They both stink.
No,
They
we got a
both.
better record.
Better record than Brooklyn?
No.
Who has a better record?
I think Brooklyn one game better.
Who's going to have a better record at the end of the year?
Does it matter? Neither one of them going to the playoffs.
I think Brooklyn's going to win the Atlantic.
Me too.
Nah, Brooklyn
Yeah.
won Atlantic.
Me too.
Nah, they got
It's a tough situation to put kid in because most of the time when you have a young coach, you're coaching young players. He's coaching contemporaries. It's like, how do you go from
And he
in
can't coach.
April you was that was their decision. You go from April playing against Boston, Pierce, and Garnett. Now you're coaching them. It's a hard dynamic.
And are they listening to you really? I mean, he has a ring.
Right.
He has a ring. Jason Terry, they did get a ring with Jason Terry.
Right.
And when he was a player, he was a good player, and he was a good coach though.
Yeah.
But you got Garnett, Pierce looking at him like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
Especially coming from Doc Rivers.
I think it would have been a situation better. I think you saw what happened. They demoted Lawrence Frank. I think Frank, as an assistant coach, was coaching more than Kidd.
Well, that's the bottom line.
Right.
That's why they got rid of him, though,
Right.
because he actually was doing the coaching.
Yeah.
And, you know, they figured, yo, Kid is like, who's coaching it?
There you go.
But he brought him in for that reason.
Yeah, but it went over.
He
the
went
top.
over his head, right.
He went over the top.
Right.
PJ didn't look that bad now, does
PJ wasn't bad either.
He wasn't bad when he was
here.
But they want a household name though.
Yeah,
You know what
how's
I mean?
the household name working out for me?
They ain't working too good.
Yeah.
Garnett Bragg gonna fall apart after the playoffs.
But I think they still will win the Atlantic.
That's
Though.
gonna be
They might not go
pretty
nowhere, but I think they have enough. There's enough talent there
Yeah.
that these guys will win the Atlantic. I mean, Darren Williams is starting to get in, so they want a big game of
no,
that.
there's not enough talent in the East, so we can win the Atlantic.
Can Indiana overtake Miami?
If they play smart when they meet up and they use their strength, which somehow they forget to use, they can overtake Miami.
I don't
But they
think so.
forget to feed the post a lot of times.
They don't have a pure ball handler.
And
That's the problem. Miami's got 3 ball handlers, and I think that's you can pound the ball, but when the game gets tight, in this level of NBA, I can't hand check. You gotta have those guys that can create their own shot.
And I don't think. I mean, Lance Stevens has gotten better. Well, we know George has gotten better. Hibbert's gotten better. The key is Granger, though.
Right.
The key is Granger. Can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Miami has that. They just have that thing.
They're in autopilot right now.
They just have that right.
Yeah,
They're on cruise control.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta think is if D Wade's knee gonna be healthy come playoff time.
But they can rest.
They're
They can
doing well.
compensate him.
They're doing well.
They got him on a minutes count,
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
pitch count anyway.
He's doing well. He's playing well
Yeah.
when he plays.
Yeah, but I'm saying you gotta keep your fingers crossed for him to be ready come playoff
He'll
time.
be ready. Really?
hey, you never know what can happen tomorrow next game.
Right.
Tomorrow could be a flashy player. Exactly. So this is, but your key to your team got gimpy knees. And you don't know what can happen. So don't act like it's a given because they got him on a minute count. He's going to be healthy.
As long as six lines up and play, they're going to be all right.
Look at D Rose, 25-year-old, boom. So
no, that's totally different though. He had reconstructive knee surgery though.
His other knee, he hurt his other knee. He hurt the same knee.
Because he's compensating from one knee to another. That's the same thing. So what's going to happen?
So D Wade's bionic. He's not compensating on both of his rickety knees.
They're not like Rose's knees.
Okay. All right.
So the thing.
All I'm saying is.
All you're saying is
you need him healthy.
If Ray was on the Knicks, you would not be talking that.
Yes, I would, because it's reality. If he's not healthy, then no chip. That's the key to your team.
You're right about that. If he's not healthy, no chip.
And there's no guarantee he's going to be healthy come the playoff team. There's still, 50 games to go? Give or take. 40-some games to go. You don't know what can happen.
I'm a Knicks fan.
That's all I'm saying.
If six lines up and on your starting five, they're going to be all right.
Don't just put because they got a minute restriction and all this that it's guaranteed he's going to be 100%
But that's guaranteed.
Exactly, but that's how you're coming at me like
no. But see, you're coming at the situation like he's definitely going to get hurt.
Hey, his style of game, one of them alley-oop want to fly through the air, he lands on the cameraman on the basket.
He's throwing alley-oops now. He's not catching them.
He catches a few.
Every
now and then.
A few, but he's throwing
them. You never know.
He's throwing them.
They want to be the mixtape dudes and want to show their hiney and do their little photo bomb.
Your Nick haters really coming out.
Flash mob thing in the locker room and Steven's over.
You really got to control that though.
I'm not.
When it comes to the Giants and the Knicks and stuff, you really got to put that aside.
I'm just saying anything can happen, man. They want to be doing their little busting moves. He could bust a move in the shower and it's a wrap. He got gimpy knees, man. I like D-Wade. Like him when he's in Marquette. Don't like him that much now because he don't eat, but hey, I'm going to give him props.
Right.
His style of game is crazy. It's 110 miles an hour to the basket.
It's reckless.
And with gimpy knees, that don't last.
Question on that. Does Miami re-sign Wade next year? Or try to re-sign him? Because he's a free agent.
I don't know. I think they're trying to get through this shit.
We're still doing the thing.
I mean, obviously they're going to try to sign LeBron because LeBron's priority number one. I'm sure Bosh is going to take a pay cut. The key is Wade. Do they sign Wade off? Hey, you took you took that situation when we wanted to go get LeBron and you fell back. You was the superstar. You kind of brought in. Do they kind of give him that lifetime achievement contract?
So. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, as a coach.
Yes, sir.
Do you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. You keep that staff together as much as you can.
Pat Riley gonna make it work.
Yeah. Pat Riley's the guru.
He don't like to lose. He gonna make it work.
I mean, and what he's done, like you said, as far as taking pay cuts, getting that team together, that's loyalty. So you give him that loyalty.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the key. But again,
and he doesn't even really have to play that much next year. But do you resign him for what kind of money?
They got
the luxury tax is going to kick in. Remember, that's changed since the last time that the big three got signed.
They got to make sure they find that body that's going to take those minutes that they're not.
You got it. You're going to have to eventually.
Who's going to be that body that replaced D-Wade?
Right, because his style of play you mentioned, so you're going to have to start looking at the future. We talked about this draft this year that's big. Do you say, hey, what, Dwayne, thanks for the memories, and let him go? Or do you resign him? And sports is cutthroat. We know this. I don't know if he signs back with Miami.
Or you don't know if he signs back with Miami, or you don't know if Miami signs him.
Well, either way, I don't think Miami might make him a contract, but again, it's an A-type personality. If the guy's won 3 championships, he's going to want to be compensated.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get him on the floor.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Who do y'all think, y'all Miami fans, who's their bigger priority to sign? King James or D-Wade?
Oh, well, that's easy. LeBron's the greatest player on the planet.
That's easy.
So what do you think they're going to do?
Well, I think what's going to happen is Bosh is going to take a pay cut because we know that.
Even he's taking a pay cut. He's taking another job.
LeBron is obviously going to get the contract he needs. It's up to now with LeBron, and people say, because they're buddies, and I get that. But it's sports business. LeBron's going to want to get paid. Okay, people are talking about LeBron going back to Cleveland, all that in L.A. So he's going to want to take care of him. The question is, will they have enough to take care of Wade? I personally think they're not going to have enough to take care of Wade. It's on the pitch count now. You're not going to sign this man to another 4-year deal. You can't. This is business. You can't do that.
They'll sign him to maybe a 2-year.
He's not going to take a 2-year deal.
Why wouldn't he take a 2-year deal with a team that can get back to the championship round instead of going somewhere else where he's going to struggle?
Because pro athletes don't think that way. You know this, coach. Pro athletes feel I still got my game. I can still change my game.
They had an interview with him the other day. He's like, as long as he still has a love for the game, he wanted to play. He didn't seem. He's like, yo, I accomplished a lot. He seems like a dude that's in a good place.
And we know
he's got the rings.
And we know
he's
this
got
one
the
thing
accolades.
about Riley. They take care. Look at Alonzo Mourning.
Right.
Look at Hardaway.
Yeah.
You understand? They're still in that franchise, still in that organization.
Well, if he's not going to retire, then he's going to have a problem. Because again, that luxury tax it's changed a lot of things.
I don't think D-Wade's going to look for the super duper contract and then have a scrub team.
But remember, with the union, he can't take a bottom basement deal. He's got to take something that again, right. So they can't pay. Like, that's what the Nets have with Kirilenko with like taking $8 million less. You can't do that. So you got to pay this man, or you gonna have to let him go. I don't see how they can pay him. I don't see how they can match that up now with the new luxury tax. What, 2 for 1?
Yes.
They can't do it. He's got to go. Can't do it. That's why LeBron's thing is like, do I want to stay here without D-Wade?
Right.
That's why LeBron, you hear, because when you hear these rumors about, oh, this guy look at that, somebody's putting that out there. They don't just pop out of thin air. Somebody's putting that out.
I don't think he's going back to Cleveland.
No, I was see him going to L.A. I can see him going to the Lakers.
I can see him going to
Bosh is gone. Them two are going to stay. Bosh is gone.
Possibly.
He's the face of the team.
Okay, so if you give it a Bosh,
but who you got in the middle then?
Who you got in the middle now?
What?
It ain't like Bosh.
Greg Oden, you gonna play? You gonna fight? Gonna put a binding knee on him?
It ain't like Bosh is dominating the middle.
But Bosh plays solid.
He's a big man who plays the perimeter.
But he plays solid for them. People forget about Bosh because you got two of the best players in the league.
You made the statement like, who's gonna play the middle?
Right.
Bosh don't play the middle.
But nobody plays the middle no more in the league.
So you know what I mean?
But you still need a guy. You still need a guy who can play a big.
You need a third.
Right. And again, he plays his role to perfection. The guy, he averages 14, 15, and he's consistent. I mean, but people forget Bosh averaged 23 points with
Toronto years ago. You put him on the Knicks instead of Amari with Melo.
Right, he'll do work. I'm just
Knicks
saying.
will be a much better team.
He'll average 18 points a
I'm
night.
not taking away from his talent. I'm just saying they're not going to pay him in Miami. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm not taking nothing away from his talent. He's suspect, but he got game. But he ain't getting paid in Miami.
Well, he's not getting the contract that he
he's
got.
He's going to be the odd man out. It's going to be Bosh.
I think
because those King James and D-Wade are the face of the franchise. They run that town. D-Wade, that's D-Wade's town.
Well, listen.
They came to play with him.
We all know how sports goes. I mean, look at throughout the years, the history. I mean, it took a long time for Detroit to overthrow Boston. It took a long time for Chicago to overthrow Detroit. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks never got a chance to overthrow Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Because Jordan was just in the way. And you ain't want to miss too many goddamn finger rolls as opposed to dunking.
215 John Starks.
So, that torch is always passed on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This will be Indiana's third try.
Right. Well, and it looks like that next team, if Indiana don't do it, it's going to be the Pacers. You know what I mean? I think all Miami's concerned about is just winning another championship this year. And if they do that, they're fine with that. Because how many times you been to the chip? 4 times?
Mission accomplished. You win 3 championships out of 4 years. I think the big 3 worked. You know?
Big 3 worked anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
Because they got to the chip that first year.
Anyway. You know what I mean? We got a few minutes left. I would like for Coach. You got something?
Well, I just wanted to big ups to the AP Athletes of the Year, male and female.
Yeah.
Serena Williams got her third one. So big shouts to Serena. I'm gonna holler at you later. You know, so that's the
Serena.
I didn't tell you? No, I'll tell you later. With her great year, you know, she had 11 titles, 2 Grand Slams out of those.
Fantastic.
You know, she
Pure
ranked #1 from the beginning of the season to the end of the season.
Pure dominance.
Serena ran things like she knew she was going to do.
Right.
So big shouts to Serena. I'm going to holler at you, you know how we do. And big shouts to your man, King James. You know, he won AP Player of the Year, Athlete of the Year. So King James, salute to you. You know, you got your rings and all that. And see what you're going to do at the end of all that. Stay out there in the sunshine state. See how that works out for you. And big shouts to my man who I called out at the beginning of the college season, my man famous Jameis Winston. He's the AP College Player of the Year. So that's another trophy to add to his Heisman and his Walter Camp National Player and his Davey O'Brien. He got a mad hardware this year. And he gonna get one more. He gonna get one
Deserved
more.
it.
That's my man right there. So big shots to you, famous James. Just
Now,
stay out of
you
trouble.
don't get that last one.
You gonna get it, man. I'm
You're
telling
not
you,
gonna get that
man.
last
They
one.
a team of destiny, man. They gonna rock and
You're
roll.
not gonna get that
Florida
last
State, Seminoles, man. I'm a Michigan dude, but big shots to those guys. You know what I'm saying? And what else we got? Little fight news for you fight fans. Big fight. One of the biggest UFC cards for this year, and for a long time, long time. The rematch, the big rematch. Anderson and Spider Silva. He gonna get his title back. He gonna take care of business. That's tonight. That's tonight. Yeah. They got the prelims on free TV, then the pay-per-view for the big card.
That's a great marketing point. Phenomenal.
And the co-main event is Ronda Rousey against Miesha Tate. Two women. They get it in. Ronda Rousey she's on point. She got game. Her game is just crazy. She pulling girls' arms out. It's bananas. They're the co-main event. So that's going to be a real good card for you fight fans.
You were talking about her last time. You said there's a lot of bit of blood.
Yeah, they don't like each other. They don't really don't like each other. She beat her last time. So she's like, she going to maybe compensate and try to not get me from ripping her arm out, and I'll just knock her out. That's what Ronda was saying.
That's your woman. Don't piss her off.
Yeah, she's
your tail.
She's down low out. So it's a good fight right there.
World star on TV, right?
Yeah, good fight for those UFC fans. You can watch that and get your brawl out. What else you want to go with?
I just want to go before we leave the show. I want to go with Monroe had a successful year. And I want to talk to you about the Monroe program. You know what I'm saying? And what you guys accomplished this year and what you guys expect for next year.
Well, excuse me. I mean, I appreciate that look. We started out and we had a kind of a row. I say a murderer's row. We had to play ASA and we had to play Nassau. And we didn't do too well because we weren't up against the powers of the conference. But you got to give it up to the guys that were on staff. We really stuck with it. The head coach Terry Carr, shout out to him. Terry says that losing is like dying to him. So listen. I mean, Sunday morning we're up and we're watching film at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're there all day. We're doing it Monday through Thursday. I should say Sunday through Thursday. Those kids are in meetings at 6 o'clock in the morning before practice, so they worked, they busted their behinds and they worked hard. They believed in the program. We had the talent. We knew we had the talent to do it. I think it was that next game when we played at our home field up in Potsdam that really turned it around for us, and we won. I think it was about 6 straight after that. The game you guys came up to see at Lackawanna, rather at the City Field when we played Lackawanna, that was a big home game for us.
Yeah, we'd like to thank you for inviting us there too. That was a nice experience for us to actually be in an NCAA set, on the Block Sports Talk. Definitely, that's one of our number one shows that we always give praise, and we got great remarks on it. So we'd like to thank you again.
Hopefully check out another one.
I know Gary Axelbank, and shout out to him, is the media director up there. So you guys did a wonderful job, and I know that he'd love to have you guys back up there. Maybe even do some basketball. For Monroe. But, I got to say, a lot of the kids there, Rudolph Enriquez, giving a shout to him, was the leading receiver this year. Samir Burns, the leading defensive tackle, that played real well this year. These were a couple of guys that were leaders for the team, and they really helped to keep the team focused. And once we got on that roll, I mean, the kids, they were afraid to lose. Once they got a taste of winning, they got that taste of blood, and all of a sudden, it's contagious. We did things a certain way and kept that going, and that's what really pulled that season through for us. So, I mean, we're looking, obviously Monroe, going against ASA and City, looking for talent. We're definitely looking for a lot of young talent. I was just at an all-star practice for the Bronx PSAL teams. There's definitely some talent out there, and I know that Coach Terry Carr is going to be looking into the city to see what kind of talent we can pull out into the city. It's a great alternative, Monroe is, to guys leaving the city, and you can stay at home, you can play, you can have your friends and family come out to watch you play, and once that happens, if you don't have the grades, you can establish yourself at Monroe and then look to go on to perhaps a 4-year school. We have guys that are actually being sent, that were recruited by Northern Illinois. They were actually at a couple of practices. Temple. I think we've got someone going to USC, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of top schools. So again, it's a good place to be.
Top players you got coming back next year?
Ooh, we got
How's the
actually
quarterback
some
situation?
Quarterback situation. Well, we had 2 coming into this year, as you guys may well know. One actually.
I'm sorry to cut you. If I'm right, you had a kid from Georgia.
Correct.
Does he play next year?
He returns next year. He returns as a starter this coming year. And he's a pocket passer, but he's really gotten adept to reading defenses like we're talking in the NFL before. He's going to be a dangerous factor for us. We've got some returning offensive linemen. They're going to be really good for us. Our backfield, I got to say, is probably going to be one of the best in that division.
Okay.
Because we've got the leading rusher coming back this year, but the guys that ran scout for us, this is really why I think our defense gelled the way it did. These guys could start anywhere. And we got a kid from New Jersey, his name escapes me at the moment, but he had a chance to go to BC. His grades weren't where they are, that's why he's with Monroe. If he does what he does and he keeps in the weight room, he will be very special. He'll be special for us this year. So some guys look out.
Did you guys have a postseason this year?
No, we were actually ranked, I think it was 23. We would have had to have been voted in the top 20 to receive a bowl.
Okay.
But I think we got votes.
They get it up.
Done some phenomenal things for year 2. I mean, that's people forget it's only a 2-year program.
Yes.
I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, we were what 2-6, I think, year 1. And we had a great year 2, and hopefully year 3 will have an even better year.
Look out for the Monroe Mustangs.
You was actually one of the main influencers on creating the idea to bring football there, right?
I don't know about that. We had a team which Kev actually was coaching with me, the Northeast Elite. There's a college club team that we did. That team actually played in the Yankee Collegiate Conference, and we traveled to Maine and Vermont.
Those are some heavy bus rides.
Yeah, but I mean, there were a lot of kids that were interested, from Monroe to play football. I guess that kind of got the spark going to them. For me, winding up there was kind of a fluke, only because Terry Clark, who actually is the head coach now, through the Bronx Rebels program, our junior team went to play his high school team in Pennsylvania for a couple of years before Terry got the job. Turns out that he liked what we were doing, wound up calling me when he got the job at Monroe, and that's how that worked out. So, unfortunately, we didn't have any kids from the elite to go to Monroe. But, there are kids that are, in the Bronx, whether they're not playing high school ball right now, or ones that are playing high school ball that are going to have the opportunity to go up there and play.
At this level, is there like a playoff system or is there a tournament system for the bowls? How does that?
Well, it's JC Division 1, Junior College Division 1, and there's a bowl system for the top, I think, 20 teams that in the country in that division. So being that we ranked outside, we were kind of ixnayed. But I'll be honest with you, we were so banged up that I don't know if we even could have. And I shouldn't say that because Terry could probably kill me. But I mean, we were so banged up towards the end of the season. We were mixing and matching to see who the heck we could put on the field towards the end of the year. So I know, shouts out to the kids now because they're already in the weight room now.
It's a year-round sport now.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Terry today. We were talking about weight room duties and what we need to do with the kids. So the kids are already in the weight room when they come back from winter break, and they're anxious. They're ready to go.
Big shout out to Monroe College. Go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs.
Pay this man.
Go Mustangs. Hey, great show today, man. Great show. We'd like to thank Chill Lover Radio, iPodcast, for sure. I'd like to give a big shout out to my man who makes this happen, Mustafa. You know what I'm saying? Which is Kenny Howe. We call him Mustafa. Childhood friends, though. But without him, this thing doesn't go on. And we enjoy doing this. Kevin?
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for having me.
Don't be a stranger, man.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? You got to come through more shows.
We'll do.
Coach?
Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? God bless you. My usual suspects, my man Jet Nation, he had to go. Big Blue, you know we go ahead all year. My man Coach Black, my man Kung Fu Panda, my man KV. It's On the Block Sports Talk. Happy holidays, everybody, and have a safe holiday.
Matter of fact, the next time we'll be coming back will
be next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
So
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody, and thanks for supporting us. I mean, if you'd like to have us come through to host On the Block Sports Talk at one of your events, like Coach did over here, just feel free to invite us, man. You know, we have a On the Block Sports like page. Feel free to put your thoughts down. We have On the Block Twitter. And basically, all that could be contained through the site, Dbnebmusic.com. Once again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for the years that showed us support from the ground up. Dr. Pasqua, okay, the 502 Sports Lounge with Patty and Carmen. I'd like to thank Rosie from Rosie Marvin Barbershop. Okay, Gerard Hutchins, who always check out our shows every now and then, give us financial commentations on players and, you know, the perspective of handling money in sports. Our legal correspondent, Adrian Armstrong, okay, who also gives us our legal consultation when we have legal discrepancies that we like to discuss. We like to make sure, once again, that we are interacting with you. And most of all, I'd like to thank you guys, man. I mean, you guys do a hell of a show. Can't do it without y'all, you know, and, you know, great personalities and great influence, and we look forward to just coming to you next year, bringing you quality sports talk with knowledgeable people who are working people, just like everyday people who love sports and know the games. Most of us played at one time myself or either coached with that, and we take great pride in what we're doing. And we just want to thank you, the fans, most of all, man. And Mr. David Jenkins from BronxNet TV for giving us the opportunity and believing in the show and actually getting us nominations for the Beta Award with Cablevision. So we didn't get it last year, but we promised we're going to get it this year too. And Jamal, thank you. All right, so On the Block Sports Talk.
We out.
We out.
Happy New Year, everybody.
On the Block Sports Talk. On the Block Sports Talk. On the Block Sports Talk. Directed by Kenny Moon Stafford.